DD214 Network podcast is for mature audiences only. Any videos, music, or entertainment not originating from DD214 Network is used and covered under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, also known as fair use. Opinions expressed are our own and do not represent any DoD or U.S. government entities as a whole. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Viewer and listener discretion is advised. You are no longer alone now, because we have you.
Ladies and gentlemen, 151.
Just like I like my fucking rum, dude. Holy shit. Is it really 151 episodes?
Yeah, it's 151. We didn't even talk about like our when we were doing our 150, we didn't really get into it.
We didn't really, I don't think that was I don't want to say it was rushed because it wasn't. We knew we had other obligations coming that following Sunday. So we ended up doing a very impromptu, slightly live episode on a Tuesday night, but that was only 2 days after we did that. After we went live, that was almost 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So we haven't been back live officially in about 2 weeks. Like, how you guys doing?
Pretty good, man. I'm feeling all right. It's Sunday. It's not raining anymore, so
that's. It kind of pissed on us this morning. Like I heard it this morning when I first woke up, but it didn't do much. It's already like drying up out there. It's getting real dry out here, bro. It's getting real dry out here. Jay needs some moisture in his life, huh?
Yeah, Friday. I mean, we went to the grocery store. I was trying to figure out shit to cook this week. I wanted to do something on the grill. It said it was supposed to fucking rain all weekend. I typically reserve weekends for if I'm going to bust out the grill, so I didn't buy shit to grill. And then it didn't rain at all yesterday, and it's not raining today. I'm like, motherfucker.
And now you're pissed off you don't have your materials to freaking do your thing with.
Hey, Squillini, just real quick. Your volume thing is all the way up. Can you go on your mute section and do the?
I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me.
You just went a little low, John.
Can you hear me now?
You went super low.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. You sound super fucking loud.
Hold on.
You're at 200%. Holy shit. We got a 200%er in the house, guys.
What the fuck turning the shit up? How's that?
A little better, I guess.
Do I sound better?
You're still low.
You're still low.
All right, I'll fix it in pre-production. Fuck it, we're live already. But yeah, we did it. We didn't get into it too much. We made 150. It's a big feat for a lot of podcasts, especially for a bunch of guys who don't know what the fuck they're doing. So,
hey man, I'll tell you what, dude. It is kind of a milestone, and honestly, like I think the one thing we did was just consistency. Yeah. We knew no matter what, every Sunday, or if for some reason we couldn't do it on a Sunday, we pre-record. But we knew it was coming every 168 hours, just like we preach usually at some point during the final thought. It's consistent. Yeah. It's just you have a hit time at least once a week, every week, functionally doing basically the same shit. But every week you will be there. Like that's and none of us freaking stopped. Like we just keep going.
This is true.
And that was kind of like, that was part of the idea, the genesis was it would keep going no matter what.
Yeah, and it works, and it works every time. It works every
Hey,
time.
DD214 Gaming / DD214 Network podcast, dude. Like 150 episodes. We're on 151 today. Fucking how about that? Like
one of a kind, one of a kind. So what's really, I mean, I think we should kind of just start it off with some reviews. Who wants to kick it? I got one. Do you guys got one?
I do kind of actually, yes, and I can actually, yes, I do actually.
Why don't you
start, John?
First?
Why don't you start? I want to hear your review.
Yeah, so we subscribe back to Netflix. You know, we did it. We did, you know, and Netflix has a bunch of really good reality game show competitions. Got to see one called The Mole, which was really cool because the Mole, compared to other reality shows, the drama wasn't like there. You know what I mean? Like, it was a game show. They were there to play the game. They didn't show you like the personal conversations and stuff like that, which I'm a guy that likes my tea. So I was a little disappointed in that. But it doesn't take away the fact that the game was still good, right? So once we finished that, we were looking for something else. We were like, well, what are we going to find? What are we going to find? We found the show called SnowFlake Mountain.
It's called what? Say it again.
SnowFlake Mountain.
Okay, what's this one about?
So, two veterans, Matt and Joel. One was a Navy operator. The other one was EOD. They did this show, and they told a bunch of kids from the ages of like 19 to 26, I think was the oldest one. And they told them they were going to be on the reality show. They were going to be in a villa. They were going to have beautiful views. They were going to have a good time. But when they got there, there was no villa. There was nothing but mud and tents. And to give a little context, these kids, and I call them kids because they acted like kids, they were horrible. Okay, like one of them left the first 5 minutes they got there, and
so basically they got tricked. I was just gonna ask if any of them fucking walked off. Like I probably would have been one that I probably would have been one of the ones that walked. I would have been like, oh fuck you guys. This is not what I signed up for. Piss off. Piss off. You know?
So now that I'm looking at it, John, I actually watched this when it first aired on Netflix.
Yeah.
What did you think, John? What ended up happening? What did it end up like? Was there an overarching story? Is that like?
So they were there for I think like 3 weeks or something like that, from what I was reading. And these were just kids. One was lazy, attitude problems. One was constantly partying, and the two veterans kept on telling them, you guys are not living up to your full potential, and that's why you're here, and we're here to bring it out of you. So they make them do a couple of things, and there was actually one guy named Solomon who was stealing food, and yeah, they punished him. And
that's a cardinal sin, by the way.
Yeah,
that is a cardinal sin. Do not ever fuck with other people's food. Like that is such a card. Oh,
it became. And so what's really cool is that these two veterans, they took the time to pretty much turn an FTX into a TV show and bring humans out of these youngsters. And my God, it was they destroyed their things in the first episode. They blew it up with a light amount of TNT.
Probably C4.
They threw someone's case into the lake. They were put through it. And the only thing I kept on thinking was like, wow, this is like kind of boot camp / FTX kind of mixed into the same. They kind of mixed it in together.
Mm-hmm.
Very super special. And there was one, I'm not going to spoil it because you got to watch it, but there was one episode where they really pissed off. They pissed off the veterans, and you got to see the famous front leaning rest position.
Front leaning rest position, move.
It was that was the moment that everyone was just like, oh shit. And even one of them was like, I don't like that militaristic shit. Da 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 da. And I'm just like, you that's why you're there.
Tough shit.
Fucked up, Aaron.
Yeah, so Snowflake Mountain, man, it's a win. It's a win. That it was unfortunately got canceled.
I hate these words coming out of my mouth. I think you just enticed me to watch this fucking show. Like
Yeah.
I like for all the trashy reality shows you love, like I know that's like your kryptonite. It's like trashy reality shows.
Yep.
This one actually sounds like it might be a little bit up Jay's alley. Like we'll see.
And
we'll see.
The drama was there, but what's to expect when you have a bunch of bad kids sitting in the same camp together with all their essentials taken away from them?
I want both of you to look me dead in the eyes and tell me there wasn't drama in basic training.
Oh,
please.
Shit.
Oh, there totally fucking was.
Oh
my God.
Yeah, you guys remember. You guys, but that's some of the shit we don't really talk about. You know what I mean? Like we just don't get around. We never get around to talking about it.
Well, there's kind of like a code for that too, right?
That's the code everybody's learning. Is like freaking. That's exactly why you're there in basic training.
Yeah.
Fucking learn the operational way of doing things.
On another perspective, haven't we all talked about that? This is something that should be a program for younger people like this.
And I don't even necessarily think it has to be for like troubled youth. Even it could be just a general overarching like program, maybe like a nationwide program. Like, hey, if you want to take off like 3 weeks in the summer and go to this regional area, and if you want to see what life is like, you know what I mean? Like,
and that's the perspective. That's kind of like the thought that I had too, because like there were moments that I kind of like started questioning like my habits and how I talk to certain people and things like that. And even sitting there, I'm like, because I find myself lazy in nature half the time too. You know what I mean? And I know that there are some things that I can do to improve myself in a physical, to be a little more physical instead of sitting on my ass all day. And I feel like programs like this could help a guy like me kind of, push your ass up a little bit.
Just
kind of like
sit with your back straight. Sit with your back straight. You know what I mean? Like fucking. Well, I was just gonna say too, because it reminded me of like another purpose of basic training amongst many is you can't be a member of a team by yourself. And it's at the end of the day, it turns into a team effort. You know what I mean? And that's the whole kit and caboodle of why we train and what we do when we train, and because we're all part of this like working chain, this huge machine that's operating. And so like the chain is only as strong as its weakest link. And you don't eventually that peer pressure exists to where you don't want to be the weak link.
Yeah,
it's not worth it to be the weak link. So you push yourself harder just to make sure you're not like somewhere in the back part of the pack. You know what I mean? Like you're like, at least I'm going to be up here where nobody's fucking bitching and moaning at me.
Yeah.
You know
and now to end my review for SnowFlake Mountain, there was one guy named Carl, and he's probably everyone is relatable, right? But Carl emotionally was just like there's some things that this guy does that you kind of like relate to, and there was a heartbreaking ending to his story in one of the last episodes, but just to see people's growth in a short amount of time was actually kind of was fascinating to see. I want to see more of this. I think more veterans should make programs like this, and like you said, not just for the youth, but for people who just want to.
One of the greatest things I ever got to see in the Army was by virtue of me being stationed at Fort Leonard Wood when I was a mechanic. I was constantly surrounded by trainees. I was constantly surrounded by drill sergeants. I was constantly surrounded by families coming to watch their loved ones graduate when they completed their rite of passage.
Yeah.
Okay. I got to see that for fucking, not the year I was in Afghanistan, obviously, but the entire time I was on station at Fort Leonard Wood, all I saw was a constant rotation of proud families, proud kids, male and female alike, training together, like growing together. And you could hear it when we sang cadence, man, like freaking echoing off the freaking hills of the Ozarks, dude. When people are proud, like when they're part of a team and they know that team is part of an unbreaking chain that goes back to like the founding of our country. Like you talk about some fucking pride shit, bro. Like I'll sing that cadence fucking loud and proud. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not going to be at the back of the pack either. All right. I'll be waving. I'll be the one holding the flag this time.
That's right. And now the next one you got is Roadhouse, right?
We did actually real quick before we do Roadhouse. I was going to say it was St. Patty's Day by virtue of our thing. Did you guys do anything at all St. Patty's Day
I
at all?
completely forgot it was St. Patty's Day, dude.
This one
Completely forgot.
this one did kind of slip a little bit.
If we were home and in town, we probably would have gone out fucking that Saturday night downtown just to go out, because that's typically what we do. But because we were out on vacation visiting our buddies in Tennessee, you know, St. Patty's Day hit while we were fucking on vacation.
Yeah.
We were, you know, we went out, but we didn't like go out and do anything like
Yeah.
St. Patty's Day at.
That's
We
good.
just did our typical shit that we do when we go visit them, which is, you know, get up, hit up a brunch spot, drink a couple mimosas, or in my case, you know, I had way more White Russians than I've ever had in years. Because I've gotten onto a fucking Lebowski kick in some sort of
Nothing wrong with that.
Now I'm ordering White Russians again, and it's been a while since I've done that.
They taste like chocolate milk. What are you gonna fucking do? What are you gonna fucking do? The things are goddamn delicious. Those things are goddamn delicious.
Fucking Nesquik for adults and shit.
It really fucking is. It really, really fucking is.
Right? But yeah, no, I mean, we just did our typical get up, fucking go get brunch, fucking go back to the house for a couple hours, hang out, play some board games, talk shit, and then out to dinner. And the Friday night while we were out there, we went and saw a comedy show.
Nice.
Never heard of this guy before. His name's Steve Gillespie. He's been on Conan and a couple other things and shit like that. I've never heard of him before. Never fucking saw any of his material until we saw him live.
Did you enjoy it?
I mean, every time, typically when we go out there, if it's somebody we haven't seen before, we end up going to a comedy show.
Okay.
And I've not been to one I haven't enjoyed. I'm kind of annoyed because the right before I met the missus, the time she went out there right before I met her, Carlos Mencia was fucking at this comedy place, and they went and saw him.
Oh, he's a youngster. What's his comedy like?
I mean, he's kind of little all over the place. It's really hard to say.
Yeah,
exactly what it's like. It's kind of like, yeah, he's just all over the fucking place. You'd have to. I know he's got a ton of fucking YouTube videos out there. I was looking them up.
I just checked about. Yeah, he.
I mean, he didn't leave enough of an impression for me to remember his name. Like literally, I looked up the fucking venue to find out his name right before I started talking about him.
Yeah.
So
and then you're like, oh yeah, Steve Gillespie. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. You know, we're all suckers for a good comedy show. How was the venue? Small, big, theater, club?
I mean, it's a small place. Before COVID, before COVID, this place did kind of like first come, first serve with seating, and now they've reorganized the way they do their seating, where for like it's like an extra $10 a ticket, and you get like right up at the stage versus having to sit further back. You get what they call VIP seating now and shit like that. It's a small little venue. It's kind of, you know, your little small town fucking comedy venue. So nothing big. They do have some big names come through every once in a while, but it's very rare.
Yeah.
We've gone so many times to this place that it's nothing, you know, for me, we're just going to go see a comedy show. And usually what happens is we hit up dinner in the area. We go to dinner in that area where the venue's at. So we can just, you know, we Uber downtown, walk from the restaurant over to, there's a little distillery in that same little strip area where the venue's at. We'll go to the distillery, have a couple drinks there, and then from there go to the show. So
nice, very nice.
It does sound like a good time. And I gotta say, a couple of my more favorite shows at one of the venues that I work at here in Kansas City have been the comedy shows when they're fun. You know what I mean? Like when they're good, they're fun shows.
I always feel like the smaller venues are more fun to go to for comedy than like going and seeing a big name comedian in a fucking stadium.
Right.
So,
I mean, but there's very few who can really sell out a stadium, like Bill Burr, Cat Williams, shit, probably Joe Rogan could sell out a stadium. Probably, I wouldn't be surprised if he could. You know, even though he'll probably end up talking
Yeah.
about aliens and hair loss and shit. But you know,
Hey man, why not, dude? What would you guys like? This would be like me. Like if we got invited to Joe Rogan, would you guys say yes or no?
oh yeah,
By you, Joe.
I mean, I'd say yes, just for the fucking sake of being able to say that I was on the fucking Joe Rogan show podcast.
I just want to go on his show so I can ask him if he thinks a plane hit the Pentagon.
Bro, dude, that's why Jay would have to turn it down. That's exactly why Jay would have to turn the offer down. To be like, me and Joe, I don't think me and Joe Rogan would make it. Probably, let me say this unequivocally: could me and him drink a couple beers together and just shoot the shit at a bar? Oh yeah. Like 3 hours talking back and forth, and like, I don't think we'd make it. I don't think me and him would make it.
You know what's funny though? How like you could say that to him, right? And he'll laugh it off, and he'll be like, "Okay, no problem, I got you," and then he'll still bring it up. That's
what I'm saying. Well, and that's the whole thing. Is like he does exactly what I know how to do, and I know when it's happening. So it's like he knows how to push people's buttons, and I know how to push people's buttons back too. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like once that banter and exchange begin, you're only as many words away from fighting as you want to be, because the exchange already began verbally, and I'm an escalator. What do you want me to say? I'm an escalator. I will escalate shit. You know what I mean? Like, you're never gonna be able to say that I started it, okay? But I absolutely have no problem like fucking like throwing it like through the roof. You know what I mean? Like launching through the ceiling. Like I have no problem with that. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, like that. Come on, me and Joe Rogan in the same room, dude. Like, if we're not drinking beers, dude, like I don't think it would last very long. Like.
What about Shannon Sharpe? Yeah, I heard that too. It's gone. I don't know what happened.
What about who?
Would you? All right, let's go down the list. Would you be on Shannon Sharpe's podcast?
The football player?
Yeah.
What does he talk about?
Anything?
I don't know. Maybe I don't.
He just talks.
I don't listen to a lot of podcasts. Like I don't have a lot of hobbies right now, John. Like I'm like Joe Rogan. I'm just familiar with, and he's not a bad guy. He's just weird. I think he got weird. He didn't really used to be weird. He kind of just got weird, and it just like which also weirds me out, which would lead me also.
He would embrace that.
I know, and that he's a comedian at heart. He's a comedian at heart, and seriously, like bless his heart, dude, for everything. Like he's done a lot. Okay, like
you know, in the South, bless your heart is like an offense, right?
It's like a backwards. It's like a backhanded compliment. Yeah.
Yeah. Bless old Southern ladies when they go, oh, bless your heart. It's 100%, cussing you out in Southern.
It's a thing out here in Missouri too. Although there's two ways it can be interpreted, and it depends on who's coming from and like what the inflection is. But one is the one you're talking about, and the other one is like literally like, bless your heart, like holy crap. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like that sounds rough. You know what I mean? So in a way, they're both kind of like skewed a little like toward the negative spectrum of the emotions, but it's like sometimes it's just like, oh fuck, man, like bless your heart, dude. Like that sounds fucking brutal. That sounds fucking brutal. You know what I mean? Like whatever it was. You know what I mean? So yeah, like anywho. So yeah.
Roadhouse.
Did you guys fucking watch this movie? I don't think you're ready for what I'm going to say about it. Like, what did you guys think?
I want to hear Jay's thoughts first.
Oh. Pleasantly surprised.
You like
not
it?
My favorite. Not pleasantly surprised. I enjoyed it. Not going to watch it again. Don't need to. But for watching it once and it was free, like free 99, my favorite fucking price ever. You know what I mean? Like. It got me through a couple hours, and I was mildly entertained the whole time, and could have done without some of the CGI. But I was entertained. Like holy fucking shit, I was entertained by this goddamn movie. Like, it's leaving a nasty taste in my mouth. Like, it's kind of like Cocaine Bear.
Like Joe Davola.
Do you remember? Remember Cocaine Bear? It was kind of like that.
Movie of the year. Cocaine Bear's movie of the year.
Dude, it was like it just dumbass, mindless popcorn entertainment. That was it.
Mhm.
That was literally
You know
it.
damn
Like,
well there's gonna be a cocaine bear in GTA 6. I'm just saying.
I
that would be
mean,
great
I
for
was
Rogan.
I was pleasantly surprised at it too. I mean, obviously, we're doing a remake of a classic fucking Patrick Swayze movie.
But you're never
It's
gonna,
like,
yeah, you're never gonna be able to
why the fuck
replace.
are we doing this? You're
Right.
never going to be able to
Patrick
replace
Swayze.
Patrick. It's never going to fucking happen. However, I think McGregor needs to not fucking try acting again, because all he did was just play him. His role was just designed for him to be him in a fucking movie, because that's all that was. That was 100% the thuggish nature of fucking Conor McGregor
Fueled up
on
on
screen.
fucking coke and fucking booze, like just fucking like going 185 miles an hour, like at all.
Have you seen the interviews?
No.
They
Dude,
have
he's
been insane. He's fucking like whacked out.
he's gacked out, bro. Like, that's, if you want to see what a person looks like on a fucking on a really good
look,
fucking
we're not trying. Look, we're
No.
not trying to assume, but like when you
Oh,
know,
no.
you know.
Yeah, and he's totally gacked out in a couple of those
Yeah.
interviews. I've seen that. They were doing like publicity pieces, Joe. They were doing like publicity pieces. One of them was on like fucking ESPN. And it was like him and
It's
Jake
interesting
Gyllenhaal.
too because he thinks like the movie is about is like him. He thinks he's like the star of the movie, and the way that he's portraying himself in the interviews, it's like, okay, yeah, it's old Conor McGregor, we get it, yeah, but at the same time, this is not your movie.
Wow, he's doing public. That's part of
What's his screen time? About give
probably 15 to 20% at the best.
There you go.
15 to 20%.
And that says it all.
Yeah, probably. But
And he's probably thinking that he's the reason why this movie is making money too.
well, I think they're trying to pull his fan base into the movie.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that's obviously like, that's why one of those interviews was on ESPN. But dude, yeah, he was gacked the fuck out. Like, he's like, dude,
It almost
this is
kind
why
of
we
makes you
don't do
wonder,
it.
like,
This is why we don't do drugs, kids. This is why we don't do drugs. Okay.
yeah,
Like,
he even stated that he moved to New York, which I think is a big thing too.
it's, yeah. And I wish all the best for him. I miss the Conor McGregor that like knocked out fucking Chad Mendez and Jose Aldo like back to back. You know what I mean? Like, I miss that guy. Conor, where did you go, Conor?
Yeah.
You know, the guy that put a fucking 4-round beat down on fucking Eddie Alvarez. You know what I mean? Like, just
who tried his best against Khabib.
Like, yeah, that was a little bit later, Conor. Like that's Eddie Alvarez was kind of like the pinnacle.
Oh,
like,
that's prejudice, Conor. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, he got gacked out, bro.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of the movie? What did you guys think of the movie though? Like,
so I mean, after seeing like some of like how the choreography was made and stuff like that, I mean, it was like when you look at some of the behind the scenes stuff, everything was close to touch. You know, they did a really, and then it's even been confirmed and stated by Jake Gyllenhaal that Conor punched him in the face a few times by accident, or was it?
It does happen. That if you're shadow boxing and you're shadow boxing with a partner, that will happen.
Especially one who who has like the basic skill set down for their movie. And I want to give a huge props to Jake Gyllenhaal, who is actually one of my favorite actors. I can't wait for him to do The Division that's coming out soon with Jessica Chastain. It's just
based on the video game.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
It's probably going to be shit, but whatever. I'll eat it up. But it's Jake Gyllenhaal really immerses himself into the characters that he plays.
He does.
And I mean, even like seeing some of more behind. I remember when this movie was being filmed, then Jake Gyllenhaal did that UFC thing, and he was in the weigh-ins. Like, they showed him at the weigh-ins weighing in for this movie fight, and even after, like, during one of the intermissions of a UFC pay-per-view, Jake Gyllenhaal was in the ring, filming that movie, which they filmed in front of a live audience. And that's to me, that's big ups in film production.
Agreed.
The production was just like off the fucking wall. But when it comes to story, and I'm a Conor McGregor fan, but I just feel like, I want to see Conor McGregor be a character, not an extension of himself, because that's what the movie is for. We know, because in that case, then we're just watching the documentary. But but the fights were good.
I'd say the fighting sequences were pretty halfway decent.
Yeah.
I did roll my eyes at one of the particular fight scenes where like all of a sudden it was just like the entire bar erupted into a bar fight. And I was like, that's not. Okay, like
it's not 1899 anymore. No one does that.
Okay, I'm not proud when I say this. I want to make that explicitly clear. I've seen a few bar fights. Okay, I've seen a few bars erupt. Okay, but like that particular scene, I was like, chaos does not just spontaneously erupt in crowds. Okay, it can start somewhere and make its way kind of like through the place. I've seen that. I've never seen people like at a table across the room just stand up and start slugging each other in the face. You know what I mean? When they were just sitting down having beers. You know what I mean?
Just for God's green will, right?
Yeah, just because somebody on the other side of the place said bar fight. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, are we drinking here, or do we come here to like do WWE? You know what I mean? Like what was the whole? Anywho, that I did roll my eyes on that shit. That was a little excessive. I was like, what did somebody just set off? Somebody just set off a stick of dynamite? Like, holy shit! Come on, you know what I mean? Like, anywho, Joe, I gotta hear about like give me some of your thoughts. McGregor, the movie.
I mean, the McGregor part, that just was like, meh, it's fucking McGregor. Like, we got McGregor, like, McGregor was playing a dude dressed as a dude being another dude. Like, that's
Conor McGregor. That's Conor McGregor.
The CGI was a little over the fucking top. I did chuckle hard at that first encounter at the bar with Gyllenhaal's character and the fucking motorcyclists, where he's like, "Is there a hospital nearby?" And then he just starts smacking people. Like, that was just like fucking hilarious. Like, and then you got the one dude from the fucking biker gang, like, "Oh yeah, it's about 25 minutes from here, the hospital," and all this shit.
Him out and shit. Like,
outside of that, I mean, it's definitely one of those, like, I'm gonna watch it with the missus just so she can see it, because she's been wanting to watch it. But after that, I'm not gonna fucking watch the damn thing again. It's not one of those.
No, I don't.
I mean, technically, if we look at it, technically, this is the third Roadhouse movie.
What was the second?
So there was a direct-to-DVD sequel in 2006 called Roadhouse 2 Last Call.
That's right.
Was Sam Elliott in that one? If Sam Elliott and or Patrick Swayze were not in that movie, it does not count. That's like all the American Psycho sequels that came out like after American Psycho. Remember that shit? It was like, those totally don't count. Those aren't.
It's Will Patton, Jake Busey, and Jonathan Skeech.
Oh no! That doesn't count. But you are right. That would make this the third Roadhouse movie. So you're not wrong. You're just an asshole for fucking that piece of shit exists.
Well, I mean, I didn't even know that fucking piece of shit existed until I was looking at the fucking stats for fucking this one. I mean, for this one, Jake Gyllenhaal apparently contracted a staph infection from cutting his hand on breakaway glass.
Yeah, and staph is no joke. Staph is no joke. Or like, dude, fucking. I'll talk about it here in a little bit. But one of the jobs I did over the last couple of weeks was the NCAA men's wrestling tournament, right? And it was here in Kansas City. And when we when you wrestle, you have to clean the mats. You have to keep the mats clean. So you can get like ringworm, fucking MRSA, staph. You know what I mean? Like, and that shit will fucking end your world. Potentially literally end your world. So like it's very serious, and like, yeah, staph is no joke, dude. Staph is no fucking joke, dude. A lot of antibiotics.
So this movie, the development for this movie started in 2013.
2013
was when this movie became started being developed.
Interesting.
Wow.
I did not know that.
The restaurant in the movie, right by the bookstore,
Yes,
was called the Double Deuce Cafe or Double Deuce Restaurant, in a callback to the Double Deuce from Swayze's Roadhouse.
I like that. I like it. Thank you for that Easter egg. I like that.
But I mean, it was Jake Gyllenhaal did a good job. I mean, like John said, I like Gyllenhaal's work. I haven't seen anything I haven't liked with Gyllenhaal in it.
He plays the troubled loner very, very well. He plays the troubled loner very, very well.
Do you guys want to hear 1-star reviews of this movie real quick?
Sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The first one, typical shallow, incongruent nonsense that underlines just how bad movies are today compared to their pre-Gen Z counterparts. From the opening scene left, rolling with your eyes. Dalton is supposed to be a famous ex-fighter, down and out and hustling for money. And he gets a blade stuck in him. This apparently happens all the time. The next one says, I'm going to start with the title. It was wrong for this movie. It should have been called Car Crash. Typical modern day anti-white film.
Oh my God. What? What?
Yeah, and they go on to say Cuban 25-year-old woman is a doctor. Daddy the sheriff, 25-year-old African-American woman owns $100 million property. Another black father and daughter owns a bookstore. And the only roles white people play is supposed to be ex-UFC fighter with PTSD who's actually a Terminator in disguise.
Somebody sounds a little triggered on that one. Somebody sounds a little triggered on that one, dude. Like, holy shit. I just thought it was demographics, like when you're that far south in Florida, like it's a movie, you suspend belief a little bit, and it's like, I wasn't getting offended watching the movie about it. I didn't even think about that.
You guys are gonna like this one. I gave it a shot only because it was free on Amazon Prime, and if I had paid a penny to watch, I'd sue to get my money back. And I'm not a fan of any movie made in the past 10 years, but I think this one could possibly be the worst. And while Jake Gyllenhaal is a pretty good actor, he could not carry this movie. Whoever cast Conor McGregor should be fired. Oh man, so bad. Well, that's halfway through. I question why I was still sitting there torturing myself. I watched the Super Mario Brothers movie with my 5-year-old last week, and truly, that movie had more structure.
People get fucking asser, dude. I love it, dude.
Like, and the last one, oh dear.
Oh dear. It's like that's it. That's it. Just, oh dear.
Oh dear.
Oh, bless their hearts.
if there was one line in the entire movie that really fucking got you, what would it have been?
One the line? Oh, said there was a line that kind of damn it. Oh, I'll have to fucking IMDb that shit.
So mine was when fucking Knox, so McGregor's character says, look at this, we've got our own octagon. And then fucking Gyllenhaal just responds back with, who taught you shapes?
Yeah. Is it, have you ever had to deal with a meathead? Have you guys ever had to deal with a fucking just an asshole meathead? And it's like, oh yeah. It's like, dude, I already know how this is gonna go. I already know where this is gonna fucking end. And that kids is why Jay is not afraid to throw the first punch.
That's right.
It's like when you can just see it coming a mile away, and it's like I'm not even wasting my breath. There's not even going to be time because this is going to be going down either way, and you just get tired. You get tired, your bones hurt. I'm getting a little old and cranky, guys. I don't know about you, but I'm getting a little old and cranky now. I'm getting my best years in the ring are kind of behind me, so to speak. I'm not really looking for that. But God, if you can't see it coming a mile of fucking way, oh my God,
that's right.
Fuck those guys. Fuck them all.
That's right. So now we went from one Roadhouse. Do you want to do your Roadhouse now? Because I'm super curious to hear about what you did this week.
Oh yeah, I've got a couple. Yeah, your boy's been a couple places. So yeah, we got. Oh God.
Let's do it.
All right. All right, let's do it. Wind her up, John.
You got the button, Squillini?
I got the button.
All right.
He's got the button. Buttons, buttons, buttons.
All right. Boom.
Well, Pilgrims, it's been a couple of weeks. I know we were together last week. Unfortunately, we were not live. Hope you all have been well. We got some fun ones and a couple of doozies for you today. Get some coffee out of that there kettle. Come sit around the fire with me. We'll shoot the shit for a while. All right, all right. You guys still hear me okay?
Loud and clear.
Good shit. So, and feel free to chime in from the outskirts, guys, if you need to, if you have any questions. So I've been to a few places last couple of weeks. I want to say the first one, first and foremost, the one I'm like absolutely like the proudest of, here in Kansas City, Missouri. They opened the first ever soccer stadium built exclusively for a women's team. So before I say anything else, I just absolutely have to fucking give a goddamn huge round of applause and fucking a very prideful fucking shout to Kansas City, to the Kansas City current soccer team, the ladies soccer team, to all of the fucking beautiful fans here, dude. It's a beautiful stadium. Holy shit. Y'all did it. Y'all did it. So do you guys want to guess where they fucking put me when I was doing security there?
Where?
You want to take a wild guess where I got stationed while I was doing the job?
Right in the middle, right at the front.
Yeah, basically, like right next to one of the goals. Like our goal, our cheering section was directly behind me, and I was kind of just in a blocking position, facing the field, and I basically got to watch the game from the sidelines, like directly adjacent to one of the goals. And did I send you guys that clip on YouTube? Because I'm pretty sure we'd be allowed to play it on here. Like,
Yeah,
I'll send it to you here real quick while I'm talking. So I'm in fucking like highlighter yellow, okay, watching this damn game, and unbeknownst to me, apparently, freaking, I was on ESPN like a shitload of times. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, let me see here. There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. And so basically, like,
I just found Jay's forehead.
my forehead.
I just found Jay's forehead.
Oh, you're gonna see a lot more than my forehead. I'm sending you the link right now, and you can pull this up and you can play it because it's basically the first 30 seconds. You'll see me all three times we score. And I also have to say, like, congratulations to our ladies team because they scored not only the first goal in their own stadium, but they also won their first game in their stadium. So, like, definitely congratulations. And then, John, if you want to pull that up, you can literally just like, because all they're doing is showing highlights. So there's just showing the scores. Every time they score going in that direction, either team, you're going to see me right next to the fucking goal. Like, this is basically probably what, like, the national audience saw, or the possibly international audience. Like, some of our friends in Europe, I know, were watching the game.
I got it right here.
Fucking A. But yeah, your boy freaking ended up in a prime location apparently. So yeah. Yeah, here you go. So yeah, just go ahead and press play and keep the volume muted. That's slow. There we go. All right. So I'm to the left of the goal, and you'll see me raise my arm. Yep, that's me. Yeah, that's my fucking sorry folded ass right there. See, I got to do some cool shit these last couple of weeks.
Oh, there you go, Jay.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that was for realsies. Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. It was a great time. I actually signed up to work this coming Saturday. I'll be there again. So I don't know if I'll be on the field again, but we'll see where they put me. Oh boy. Ooh, we can do. Couple of more basic ones. I did the men's Big 12 basketball tournament for a day. That was kind of fun doing basketball.
Jay, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
This is you right here, right?
I can't see what you're looking at, brother. Yeah, behind the goal right there, sitting.
Yeah,
I
could.
Yep, that's his forehead.
The moment I saw the forehead and the sunglasses, I was like, "That's Jay."
Yeah, that was me. That's your boy. I was there, front and center, baby.
Very
Front
recognizable forehead.
We'll see where they put me this coming Saturday. I'll behave, I promise. Right, that's what I do. Really good at it. I did the Big 12 basketball tournament that for a day. That was okay. Had a lot of fun this last Thursday. I just did the wrestling tournament, like I mentioned earlier. That was a lot of fun. Enjoyed that. I wrestled in high school, and I want to say wrestling probably is the sport that directly impacted and changed my life the most. So seeing that level of competition and kind of getting to watch wrestling for the greater portion of the day, absolute thumbs up. All right, you guys ready for my favorite part? Which you know what that means. It's totally not my favorite part, but guess what else I fucking did? Jay went to the Midland Theater for a fucking rave.
Oh shit!
They put me on the barricade, brother. Directly center. It wasn't the worst, okay, but do you guys ever know like how like electronic music can get old after like, I don't know, like 5 seconds? This was like 4 hours of just non-stop.
I can handle that though.
Yeah, yes, I can, but it's not fun. God, it's not. Oh my God.
I said I could.
Oh, you could. Okay. Yeah, I can too, but like, and then the crowd, dude, like it was all, they're all kids to me now because I'm getting fucking old, but like early 20s is probably the average, right? And holy shit, dude, like I was like desperately searching the crowd for like a MILF somewhere. You know what I mean? So at least I could have, you know what I mean? Like something to hold on to, you know, a rock to lash my boat. No, just kids. And I'm just like, dun, 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 dun. I think I like added to my fucking post-traumatic stress with this one, dude. Like, oh, and the fucking, you know how like I told you guys about the Midland, how it has like a balcony seating, like, you know, like top. Oh shit, dude. So I'm like front and center, like I'm in front of the stage basically at the fucking barricade. And I'm staring at the fucking balcony, and like this one like certain beat hits, and everybody upstairs started fucking like bouncing, and I'm watching the fucking balcony go whoop, 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 whoop. And I'm like, oh, holy shit. Am I about to witness like a fucking mass at a rave, dude? Like, holy shit.
Oh my God.
It's built for that. It's totally built for that. That's
so it bends like that.
Oh, it flexes. Yeah. And your boy Jay saw the flex. And I was just like, I'm sitting there at the barricade, just like, holy shit. All these like all these poor drugged out fucking college kids are like, they're about to fucking find out quick. You know what I mean? Like, you know, no, it's totally built for like the building and they updated the theater and they remodeled it. They're built to withstand earthquakes. It's part of the code out here, especially being close to the river. So they're built to withstand shit like that. That's literally what they're built for. Like, but
that's crazy.
When you see it, it's like, oh shit. Like, yeah, it was a little trippy. There were a couple of highlights that they played a couple of good songs. Some of the lights were cool. When the main performer, the main DJ, I think they're called Zed's Dead. Zed's Dead was the name of the main DJ. They were all right. They played some good songs. They finished with a what's that Frank Sinatra song? That's Life. Like, yeah, that was the song he went out on. But he like obviously like DJ'd it the fuck up and like added shit to it. And oh my God, that's like, you remember I told you like the fucking Deadheads were like the messiest fucking crowd I've ever had?
Mm-hmm.
Not anymore.
Someone topped it.
Oh, the crowd for Zed's Dead. Like that was, that place was trashed after like, I've never been so, like the Midland Theater is like probably my favorite venue to work. Like currently, it's probably my favorite venue to work. And that was that one, that was the first night I was glad to leave. I was like, I'm glad I'm out of here.
So Zed's Dead got their name
From
a
Pulp
line.
Fiction?
Yep, from a line spoken by Bruce Willis
Mhm.
in Pulp Fiction. And the quote is, "Zed is dead, baby. Zed's dead."
Yeah. Whose motorcycle is this? It's not a motorcycle, baby. It's a chopper. Whose chopper is this? Zed. Who's Zed? Zed's dead, baby. Zed's dead. Yeah. But yeah. And so that's about I think that's about it for the fucking Roadhouse. Don't do drugs, kids, because you look really weird dancing while you're under the influence of them. Other than that, I hope everybody had a good time at Zed's Dead. Yeah, I'm getting old. Probably not doing a fucking electronic one again. That got old quick. That one got old quick. So yeah, man. that was Jay's Roadhouse. So thank you. I appreciate it, guys.
So
it's good to be back, baby. It's good to be back.
So to end, so we got a half hour left. So I wanted to ask you guys a question. I think this may fill up unless you guys got some news. But I want to ask you guys a serious question. I want to see if you are able to get the results done by next episode.
Okay.
Do you want to take the ASVAB?
No.
How about the short version of it?
No.
Same results.
Maybe. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm a little ASVAB'd out, bro. Like I've already done it twice.
What if I give
I'm
you
satisfied with my line scores. I was very satisfied with my line scores. I don't think those line scores are going to be the same anymore, but I'm satisfied with the ones I got the second time I took it.
Well, shit, I think well, since you guys are going to take it, I'll take one now, and you guys.
Tell you what, you take it, and I will bring a piece of paper, and I'll show you the line scores that I got. How about that?
All right, let's see. Oh, Jesus Christ.
You're already fucked, aren't you?
I don't even know what's going on. What liquid is neither acidic nor basic? Neither acidic nor basic.
What are the options?
Well, you can't answer it for me.
Oh.
It's my test, remember?
Oh, John, you poor bastard. You poor bastard.
Cola, juice, water, and milk. Okay. How long is your small intestine? Actually, I think I know this one. The process
1,000 meters.
Liquid water spontaneously changes to a gaseous state at room temperature is known as... Okay, I know that one. From the options below, select the component pieces that will resemble to make the object shown here. Oh, shit. Oh, shit, guys. From the options below, select the component pieces that will resemble to make the object shown here. There's 5 pieces. Oh, it needs to be a straight triangle with the missing top. So it's C. I don't like this, guys.
Did you see why me and Joe slowly shook our heads? And we're like, not doing this again. No, sir.
This is so weird.
I took one in high school and one when I was fucking 28 goddamn years old, dude.
Oh, Jesus.
Like never again, dude. Never again. It's just kind of fun watching your brain melt, though. I'm not gonna lie.
This is. This is fucked.
Are you getting stressed? Are you getting stressed, John?
I'm starting to get stressed because it's all fucking geometry now. Well, not geometry, but it's all fucking shapes now.
That's spatial. Yeah, it's spatial.
Select the component pieces that will resemble to make the object shown here. It's 2 triangles. This is the only one that got 2 triangles, so we're going with that one. Process of elimination. A model boat travels at 20 centimeters per second. How many meters will the travel? Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
John can run at a rate of 9.5 miles per hour. How long will it take John to run 23.75 miles? Oh, Jesus.
You got a pencil? You got a pencil and paper, John?
Dude, I
Start
can't
doing some
even
fucking math.
I can't even do math with a pencil and the paper, let alone the calculator.
Poor
Oh,
bastard.
yeah. We're at arithmetic reasoning now. There are 1639 students in attendance at the high school. Approximately what percentage does one student count towards the number of students? My lord, 0.06. Olga saves $15 from every paycheck to save up for a new game system that costs $399. Wow, it sounds like a lot that's happening today, but she only has $360. Ignoring any taxes from the purchase, how many more paychecks does she have until she has enough money to save by the game system? Is 50 an option? We'll do 4. Jargon most nearly means we know what that means. The cube of 7 is 700. A sauce maker has Y pounds of tomato to make sauce after he has used 35 pounds of tomatoes. How many pounds of tomatoes are left? The correct formula solving problem is Y times 35. I don't know. If X equals 10, what's the value of Z in the equation? Z equals X. I don't know what that symbol is, but we're going to put 188.
I just did the general science one, and I got a 68.75%.
Holy shit. Jonas, don't forget your boogie board. From this passage, you could inform that mom says she's applied sunscreen on Jonas's brother. Whoa. Jonas threw some towels in the back of the SUV and hollered through the garage door. Okay, mom. He then grabbed his boogie board. Bobby, there was no response. Mom buckled Jonas. Jonas, can you help me with the umbrella? Yeah, that's how it all starts. Jonas buckled down, tripped over a chew toy, and then helped his mom put the large umbrella in the SUV. I can't find Bobby. He probably shouldn't come with us anyway. Bobby is a dog. Oh, baseball. The Detroit Tigers lost a record number of baseball games in 2003 when they lost 119 games. The most American general manager began running the Tigers in 12 after a rough start those 2 seasons. Based on which of the following statements is not true?
John, I just want to say I'm enjoying watching you squirm.
I haven't taken the ASVAB since I failed it, so. What does the resistor code yellow indicate? Oh, Jesus, dude. A rope is tied to a tree 4.5 feet from the ground, then run through a pulley hooked to a vehicle 33 feet from it. Stands on the tree, pulls to how far will the vehicle move? Wait, 4.5 feet from the ground, 33 feet from the tree.
It's an angle.
It is an angle. It's an acute angle.
Yeah.
That I do know.
There you go. There you go.
A race car with 1,400 kilograms mass is racing with a momentum of 77,000 south. What is the velocity? See, that I don't know. I don't even know how to change how to change oil. So okay, mechanical compression. Here we go. In this pulley system, what is the minimum force required to move the weight upward? 1,000 pounds is going down, so you need at least 1,000 pounds going up. No, you don't. No, you don't. Yes, you do. A car is traveling. What is the velocity? 130. I thought this was the short version of the test.
It is. Oh, it is. Promise.
How much work is performed lifting in order to lift a 50-kilogram block? See, like this is shit. This is the reason why I went to the Army, because I don't know this shit. Which of the following is true about diesel engines? Oh my God. They have less torque than gasoline. Oh. Actually, yeah, they can be difficult to start in cold weather. What kind of head does a torque screwdriver have? It's Phillips. A soldering gun is used with what kind of materials? Oh, my score. I answered 17 out of 30 questions correctly, guys.
Okay.
So it looks like I'm going back to the Army.
You could be in the infantry, John.
Holy shit! I got a 0 in paragraph comprehension and electronics information.
It happens, dude. It happens.
Yeah. So, yep, that was the ASVAB. So,
Right.
I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna start giving this to people. I'm gonna start giving this to my friends.
Why you got your head cut off there? You're doing the.
I'm Johnny Carson in it at the moment.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, I was curious. Just curious.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, what else we got?
Has anything happened in the news lately? Aside from a certain former president that's about to get his property seized.
Oh shit. That part.
Yeah, that part. That part we never talk about, but it's getting funnier by the day.
X-Men 97 came out. GTA 6 reportedly releasing in 2026 now.
2026, huh?
Yeah. Well, we knew that was going to happen. We knew it was going to get delayed.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Did we not?
So they're going to release that game basically right at the end of like the alleged console life cycle.
Whatever the next. Well, what you think the next console is going to come out then?
Not really, and I don't know that. When it comes to consoles, I don't know that. There's always going to be more room for growth. Okay, yes, but when we talk about like just strict console playing video gaming, I don't think they can grow up very much farther. They're going to start growing out. You know, like how they build shit out west. We build out, not up. Like that's what that's kind of where I'm seeing consoles going. It's like we're not going to get much more up than we're at. You can get as close to photorealism as you want. You know, you can X, Y, and Z, but the development process and stuff like that, the console only needs so much oomph to be able to provide that. Once you have that amount of oomph, you can't really get any more photorealistic. You know what I mean? You can't really get any farther up. So once you're kind of there, you've reached that particular plateau, which has been coming for a while. You're gonna have I think we're just gonna see different models of consoles. Remember how like when they had the Atari, like Gen 1 Atari? I didn't have Atari. I had Intellivision. Another kid had Coleco. It's basically the same shit. Same shit across 3 different platforms. It just depended on which fucking controller you used. That, you know what I'm saying? Like that's about the only thing that functionally changed.
Yeah.
Same shit. You know, and I think that's kind of what we're going to see is like more every new gen console is probably going to be right here, but they're going to be spread around. They're not going to be a higher tiers per se.
You know, I've been kind of like reading some things too that Microsoft isn't going to come out with another console.
Why would they? If the current gen is functional and capable of what I just discussed, we're not getting a lot of games right now for next gen. We're not. There a lot of them are in development, but the console basically came. The new consoles came out before there was a library ready to play.
Yeah.
So it's basically this trickle thing. You're getting one drop of water, and you already bought a lake with a dam.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so you're like you're in a dry lake. You're in a dry lake, and the dam's already up, but the lake's got to fill up with fucking rain first.
Yeah, because I've been reading things about Microsoft sticking with the PC space, kind of like sticking with their, even coming out with.
Isn't that how most you can attach controllers to your PC now? So it's PCs are basically going to be the new. Yep, PCs are basically turning into the new fucking consoles. So there's that element too, and that's kind of exactly what I was getting at. Like it's
kind of puts it in perspective too, because you could go on YouTube and see anyone make a mini Xbox console through like a mini PC, but specifically for an Xbox, and I see that's what I see Xbox doing. I see Microsoft going that direction.
Why spend all that money on research and development when you already have it? It's just in a PC.
Yeah,
you already have it. It's already there, and like I said, the console growth is kind of reaching I don't want to say we are at the apex, but it is quickly approaching the apex where it's like I said, once you get to photorealism, once you hit photorealism, like that's about as like what else are you going to do? And it just makes it that much easier to, if you want like a cartoon style game, a noir style game, you know, a shoot 'em up, it makes everything is easier than that. Once you hit photorealism. So once you're there, what do you need a console for? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm just approaching
Absolutely
this.
right.
I'm just approaching this as a casual gamer. You're not going to convince me to buy a console that I don't need, especially if there's no games playable on it really yet. For me individually as the consumer, like that's why I'm still stuck halfway up fucking Red Dead 2's ass right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's exactly why. Like that's how casual I am about it. Like I will wait until somebody says like this is must have, this is must play, completely worth every dime you spend on the console and the game by itself. Then as a consumer, then we'll talk. We'll talk then. You know, right now, freaking, I'm smelling horse shit and fucking assholes from Valentine right now still. Okay. Like that's where I'm at in gaming. And that's, you know what I really struggle with is like, and maybe it's the slightly empathetic version of me. I worry about guys like you guys game so much more consistently and at times even like way more hardcore than I do, possibly ever have. Okay. I've had my moments. I've had my seasons. I worry about like the gaming community as a whole. Like just the people that like gaming is a part of their life. That is their fucking hobby. That is their downtime. This is how they blow off steam. And if there's no more innovation, I think we are going to start seeing some of the masses start trickling back. And it might even become a flood eventually. Back to the shit that's already been out for a while. I mean,
Yeah.
really, like, because fuck them. That's why. You know what I mean? And that's unfortunate because the gaming community is traditionally tight knit, and then that's how this podcast fucking started. Was the gaming community?
I mean,
you know,
realistically, I already do that. Like, yeah, I'm a lot more of a hardcore gamer than you are, Jay, but I go back to fucking games that I've beat multiple times just because there's nothing else, and I enjoyed the fucking game enough to where I'm going to go back to it. And then there's other stuff that I get, and I'm like, why the fuck did I do this? Like, why did I even bother spending money on this game? Stuff like that. There's and the big issue for me, especially being someone that grew up in the era of you had to have a physical copy of the game to play a game. There was no digital shit.
Yep.
The big problem for me is everything switching to digital now. And
that's yep. And that's
luckily Steam's a prime example of a company that's doing it right. So after you purchase a game, as long as you play, I think it's less than 10 hours of that game, you can return the game and get a full refund. So, but with other digital content, you can't do that.
Steam has a good refund policy, as I just used it for Taxi Simulator.
Well, and I know you guys, you know, we've covered this topic ad infinitum on this podcast, and that's John will be very quick to tell you too. Like, there's a reason we rebranded at one point from DD214 Gaming over to DD214 Network, and
we're not afraid to do it again, bitches.
I'll fucking do it again. Guilty. I'll fucking do it again.
I'll fucking do it again.
Fucking do it again. But yeah, that was part of the reason we rebranded in the first place, was because the gaming industry just absolutely collapsed in on itself like a black hole. I mean, just absolutely collapsed. And it was like, you can't trust a thing the companies say. You can't trust a thing the developers say. Okay. And it's just like, and then the shit will come out and you got to pay extra money for shit that used to come with the game. Oh, and by the way, if the internet fucking fails, game over. Game fucking over. You won't even get to fucking access your game without like, no. Buzzer. You know, like where's it at? Hold on. I got it. Hold on. Right here. No, that's a fucking no-go. Okay? Fuck no, Snake. Like it's the money. It's the fucking lie. It's the getting bullshitted and being hungry for something. And when you get the sustenance, they give you a crumb on your plate and tell you to fucking, you should be full. No, fuck you, bro. Fuck you.
Yeah.
No. Let me go refill my coffee real quick. Go ahead.
Yes. So I got a cool little developing story. I'm not going to talk about where it's being tested at or why, but I'm going to talk about that this motherfucker, they're testing lasers. The U.S. Army is testing lasers. Um, they have they have laser weapons mounted to Striker combat vehicles as we speak right now. But just on the 21st, General Michael Kurilla, the CENTCOM boss, told Congress that he has 350 kilowatt lasers that are Striker based right now. Experiments are underway and to identify their best applications. They're currently using it against enemy drones in an operation right now. He did not disclose preliminary results. A request made to command for additional information was not immediately answered. But they're using these because they believe, well, they have confirmed that these weapons are capable of downing incoming threats in unorthodox way at a fraction of the cost of traditional munitions. Lasers can fire at the speed of light and burn holes through material, but are susceptible to weather conditions and particles in the air, such as sand. Microwaves can fry electronics in mass, but effi- uh, their shit is stunted at greater distances. Um, this is pretty cool to know about. We're testing lasers. Lasers.
See, I was hoping for a more exciting story, like, sharks with laser beams attached to the top of their head or some shit like that,
Or dolphins like the communists were trying to do.
Yeah, dolphins, sharks, fucking sea turtles. I don't care. Just something, preferably sea turtles or dolphins, because they don't seem as menacing as sharks.
They've already used dolphins to plant bombs on boats.
Yeah.
We've already done that, actually. Yeah, so strikers with lasers on them, huh?
Yeah.
This is one of the first times we've ever been on this show. There's stuff I can't talk about.
I know.
There's stuff I can't talk about.
Yeah.
It's a little disappointing. It's a little disappointing.
It's like you need to be on another specific other podcast in order to do that. Like
I don't
Jocko
know.
Willink. Like, would you do it? Like, would you do it for Jocko Willink?
No, because the stuff that I can't talk about right now is stuff that I'm not willing to disclose because some people are still actively involved, like in the military.
Mm-hmm.
Some people that I probably am not even aware of could potentially be put at risk or threat. Like
And what do we call that, Jay?
OPSEC. I saw some stuff when I was in the infantry. I saw some stuff. Okay. Some of this stuff is definitely out there. And when you see them openly discussing, like, striker mounted laser, yeah, that shit exists. Okay. I mean, cool. We kind of already knew it was in development, blah, 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 blah. And that's where I have to stop talking right there.
Yeah.
I can only discuss like what they, and it's not because I was some secret squirrel or blah, blah, blah. It's not that. It's because of where I was and what we were doing at the time. And based on those a specific set of circumstances, there is still OPSEC. It has not been long enough since those events occurred.
Yeah.
It has not been long enough. So we still don't talk about it.
So there is like what do they call that? What's the word? Like a statute of limitations.
Kind of, yes. There is. And then there's also stuff that I might be able to discuss, but I don't know if I'm allowed to yet. And it's like I don't even know if I'm allowed to talk about some of that stuff yet. Well, so it's kind of like it can go like that's a hammer that swings both ways. And that's another reason why sometimes we just don't talk about it. You know what I mean? Because there is stuff that occurs, and it's operational security. It's literally, I've only been out for 2 years, and a lot of these events occurred less than 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Far less than 10 years ago.
I want to continue with that real quick because I don't think people realize the hair trigger that OPSEC actually is, and how, even like the littlest mistake as even just taking a snapshot of a photo.
Bro, let me, on
remember
Reddit.
The watches? Remember the Garmin watch situation?
Yes.
And
we
covered that.
We did. And that's so, okay. For example, on Reddit, I go to certain subreddits to update the daily situation in Ukraine that's happening right now and stuff like that. There was a couple of ships got bombed in Crimea a couple days ago. From a video, they geolocated where the video was shot from. Within fucking the post was like almost brand new. It was like within an hour. It had just been posted, and there was already freaking GPS coordinates.
And the first thing they do is they post it in one of two places. What of both those places?
Like Twitter and fucking Instagram, fucking
Reddit.
Like it basically like, and that's why OPSEC is extremely important. It is crucial. Even when you think nobody's listening, I guarantee you there's still a fly on the wall. Okay, especially with the internet, everybody has a way in, and there's 14 different ways out. Okay, like this is why you have to be careful, kids. This is why you got to keep your kids safe. This is why you keep your brothers and sisters in uniform safe, and we don't fucking break OPSEC. Okay, like I know it's 2024, and we're not trying to be all crotchety old timers, like old star major and old first sergeant. That's irrelevant. OPSEC was a thing then, and be glad we didn't come up like during the Cold War, like the 80s. You want to talk about OPSEC? You get your ass beat. You get your ass beat, literally physically beat in the 80s for violating some bullshit like on our side of the fucking Iron Curtain back in those days. Like the Army, the Marines, like it was not a place to play. And nowadays, OPSEC is a big deal, and I'm fucking 2 years out of the Army. I'm doing fine. Everything's great. Everything's grand and wonderful. I still don't talk about some things though, because just by virtue, especially not on a podcast, it's going out to the fucking internet. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Even if I wanted to tell a couple of fun stories, just the minute off chance that somebody heard something, and that might be all it takes. You know what I mean? And that's like, I love talking about new technology. I love talking about new weapon systems and defensive operations and stuff like that. I love talking shop. But I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you everything that I saw. I'm not going to tell you everything I saw.
We have to find toys that Jay hasn't played with.
Hasn't or have?
Hasn't.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck. I was like, although I was light infantry, so I was never in a striker outfit, and I was never in a freaking Bradley outfit.
Yeah.
So I did never have to do mechanized or wheeled infantry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice
thankfully, shit. I say thankfully. By the way, light infantry is not light. I suffered physically because of that. You know what I mean? Like, but I was so glad because I reclassed from being a mechanic. I just didn't want to work on the fucking vehicles anymore. Like I reclassed to do the infantry thing. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't want to be fixing fucking busted ass, broken down fucking strikers and fucking Bradleys. You know what I'm saying? Like I was having that background as a mechanic. Like that's the whole reason I reclassed to the infantry, because I didn't want to turn wrenches anymore. You know what I mean? So thankfully, I was in the light infantry. Yeah. It'll toughen you up, kids. That light infantry will toughen you up. It's definitely not light.
So does anybody got anything else before we close this bad boy down?
I think I'm okay.
No.
I think I'm good.
All right, cool. Join us next week again. But I just want to say I do have a suggestion for next week's episode. I want to kind of do something. I want to talk about joining the military, not our experiences, but how to join the military.
I'm okay with that.
I got a nice little 7-step process that we could talk about, and
I'm down.
Yeah, that'll be a nice little thing. We could talk about it. We could give you some resources for you guys to go to, and then we'll always have a hilarious conversation about it, and get angry about some shit. Like our balls are getting yanked.
Because that's pretty much what happens. I mean, you get your balls yanked. I mean,
if you're not getting your balls yanked, I mean, if you're not experiencing any type of trauma, I can't trust you.
I do, like, if you don't get your dick put in the dirt or your tits put to the ground, dude, like it just ain't happening. It ain't happening. Okay. freaking
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, like you will suffer. You will suffer, but it's a good suffering.
Yeah,
It's a good suffering.
And for those who do need to get their dick off the ground and their tits off the ground as well, I mean, this is a perfect time to do it. The final thought.
Who's got it today? Who was it? Oh God. Did you guys see all three of us just blank the fuck out? Like,
one of the two of y'all, I had the last one.
John, that's you then.
I'll take it then. I'll take it. Ladies and gentlemen, look, it's no secret. The number is still 22 a day. You know, I just heard a story recently. I hate calling them stories when they're true. But I heard the story recently of a older gentleman became homeless, you know, no help, you know, tried his best to get his resources done, didn't get no help from the VA, you know, and he took his life. And you know, you hear these stories and you always ask yourself, what could I have done to help that person? What could I have done to make it better? You know, and you don't have to listen to me today, but I could give you a nice little suggestion and tell you, just talk to him. Talk. It's no, you know, I think one of the biggest problems today, especially with new generations coming in, is that people are afraid to talk. They're not afraid to put someone down verbally or, you know, throw something against the wall when they feel emotional. But, you know, people forget how far a good little chat really goes, you know? And so, you know, even myself, even with you guys, like we were saying before the show, I was kind of in the mood before that last episode, but you know, gradually, you know, I felt better, you know, and it sometimes you just need to talk. Okay. And if you don't want to, and again, you know, you don't need to talk to us. We're not telling you need to talk to us. We're not telling you you need to talk to a family member. Hell, you don't even need to speak to the operators from the National Suicide Hotline. You know, it could be absolutely anybody. Hell, if you you know, if you have an imaginary friend, or if you have a, you know, a totem, you know, a nice little totem that you could just kind of just use as your motivation, you know, so be it. You know, but guys, it's happening way too much, and we're losing a lot of the older ones, but the younger ones are getting affected by it too, and it's coming from childbirth. People, you know, it's not, you know, people are depressed. People are stressed the fuck out. People are over it. Hell, I'm fucking over it. You know how sick and tired I'm seeing. You know, I'm seeing more and more homeless people day by day by day by day, and then those people are taking their fucking lives, and it's painful, man. It really is fucking painful. Like, when is enough enough? When is this dystopia gonna end?
As soon as we end it. But that's the hard part, is you have to live through it.
Yeah, guys.
You have to live through it to make
You
it.
know, we need resistance fighters. We need soldiers every single day fighting the good fight. And you don't need to be a soldier of the weapon. You could be a soldier of the pen, a soldier of the brush, you know? The point is, guys, you need someone to talk to. You can contact the National Suicide Hotline. You could text them or call them. And you can start off with 988, or you could dial 1-800-273-8255, 1-800-273-TALK. It is absolutely vital that we see you in the next hour, in the next day, in the next week, in the next year, the next month, the next century. We all don't live forever, but we don't close our own doors.
That's correct. That's correct. We're gonna get through this shit. We're gonna get through this shit.
Yeah.
I can see the horizon right fucking there. Right fucking there. It's like,
and it tastes like a creamsicle. All right.
Oh, it does. Oh, it does. Especially when you get
like a creamsicle.
When you get to do your ruck flop, you know, when you're finally done, you get to do your ruck flop and just take that fucking goddamn thing off, and you can sit down on the ground for like 5 seconds and just like, and I'm done. Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. You know what I mean? We fucking punched through that shit. Punched through fucking all that bullshit. Because the finish line is fucking in sight. It's in sight, especially when you're fighting a good fight. You guys can do this shit. I know I can do it. You guys can do it. Fucking, I'm a goddamn knuckle breathing fucking like window licking like Gump. Like, if I can do it, you guys can do it. You know what I'm saying?
We all
Like,
can do it. Guys, we'll
A.
see you in 168. We love you. Stay happy, drink water, stay healthy, eat lettuce, shit it all out. Until next time.
See you guys later. Have a good week.